You're such an asshole.
Asshole Consulting, how you guys doing? Hey Aaron, I would like your opinion on something. My lifetime experience based on not only my personal experiences, but grandparents, my parents, and people I associate with, is that you should probably avoid doctors and hospitals as much as possible. I'm not the type of person who wants to rely on a lot of pills to keep me alive. Most of them have side effects and keep you going back to the doctors because of those side effects. Plus, it seems like a lot of things they give you don't work, or that they don't halfway know what they are doing. My doctor friend on Twitter said Obamacare caused the high-quality doctors to go away. Emergency rooms are usually a nightmare, to say the least. Oh, yeah, dude, that was one thing I didn't realize. Now, back in my olden days, when I was young, I was very anti-suburbs and pro-city. I thought, fuck the suburbs, that's conformy. You go out to the suburbs to die, da-da-da-da. And now that I've moved out to the suburbs, more or less because I was forced out because of property taxes and all that, one thing I didn't realize is if I end up getting sick, I forget the hospital. Where is it? I think I go to Hinckley. But I'm like, I am not going to Regions. I am not going to St. Paul. I'm not if I'm going to North Memorial. Yeah, you go, and I've worked security at different hospitals, and trust me, you don't want to go to the city hospitals. HCMC, and I have no problem saying this because you guys should be ashamed of yourself. I've worked at HCMC, Hennepin County Medical Center, downtown Minneapolis, and there's cockroaches. There's fucking cockroaches at HCMC. And people are just like, I'm like, no, not, this isn't a second world country. This is oh wait, it is a second world country down there. Yeah, you don't want to. No, you want to avoid the emergency room. I mean, I don't know how you're going to avoid because it's an emergency. You get hit by a meteor. It's not like, well, you should have dodged. That piece of rock traveling 6,000 miles per hour. But yeah, you want to not be in the city. That's a real good reason not to be in the city. My philosophy is to avoid doctors and hospitals as much as possible. Only go in if you absolutely have to, but I still try to eat healthy and stay active. What is your opinion based on your personal experiences and your family and friends' experiences? All right, well, mine is one of preventative maintenance, going along the same lines of you of eating healthy and staying active. I gave up drinking. I can't give up the cigars. I just can't, but I have one every week or two. You need a vice, and psychologically, I think the benefits of having some kind of vice outweighs whatever physical ailment that might be, because you just can't. I mean, have you seen people who are vegans and don't drink and they don't have sex and they're feminists? They're just angry, bitter, and just it's like, go live, please. I know you have your tofu burger, but go have fun. You don't see them on roller coasters. When you see. And I shouldn't pick on vegans or feminists because it really isn't that, but imagine these super healthy people and try to imagine them on a roller coaster going woo. You just don't see it. Now you see your drunk buddy Ted over at the bar. He'll manage to keep that scotch in the glass while doing a loop-de-loop and having a cigar. I mean, so there's some psychological benefits to having a modicum of vice. But yes, I work out, I eat healthy, I take my vitamins and my pills, lowering cholesterol. But then I also, where I do use the healthcare industry, is I will go in for the annual checkup. And I've had to because now every male in my family older than me has cancer. And so guess what old Clairmeister is going to get when he gets a little bit older? I guarantee you, I'm going to get the cancer. So I have the doc shove his finger up my ass, I get the... I was thinking about, I got to probably do those PSA tests. So screening and preventative maintenance, go in, it's like a car. Go in and do your regularly scheduled maintenance. Don't wait till the tire falls off. Then you have other damage you got to worry about. Don't wait until the brake line breaks. Go in and have the doc look under the hood. $100 now is going to save you $10,000 down the road. But yes, once you're in that hospital, you are now in the least efficient. I'm even saying it's less efficient than government. The U.S. healthcare system is less efficient than government. I got a buddy, fell off his motorcycle, and wasn't even going that fast, and he just totally destroyed his leg, and so they had to put pins and this and that. He will be in the healthcare industry. He was in the hospital for 2 weeks, and now he's in some recuperating facility at $200 a night for 2 months. And I'm looking at him. I'm like, can you move in a wheelchair? Can you move in crutches? He's like, yeah. I'm like, why don't you get the fuck out? Because all he does is lay there. And I think that the healthcare industry is so inefficient and so overregulated that they don't give a damn about cost. I mean, I think it accounts for 15% of our GDP. No. So I am very much along the lines of you, get me in, fix me up, now get me the fuck out of here. And like once you're okay, like, okay, don't do this, don't do that, like, oh, it's lie in a bed at $200 a day, or go home and lie in my bed for free. You don't want to go into the first place. All right. If there's accidents and emergencies, I understand. Then you got to go get repaired, patched up. Once you're good to go, get the fuck out. All right. So try to avoid it with health and diet. You know, you don't want the diabetes. You don't want the cholesterol or heart problems or whatever else self-inflicted. Live healthy, eat healthy. That right there is a retirement plan unto itself, because healthcare costs to keep you down the road. My old man, I'm real proud of. I mean, he runs, he lifts weights, he eats healthy, and he's in really good shape actually for his age. That's what you want to try to aim for. And then stuff that is outside of your control, cancer, meteorites traveling at 6,000 miles per hour hitting you in your leg, accidents, whatever, they'll put you in. But when you are in, I'm like, you get whatever you need to be done, you know, and then once it's like, okay, now you're on rest, now you're on bed rest. Yeah, I can do bed rest at home. All right? Suffer the pain, get a limo, get a night, hell, take an ambulance if you have to. It's going to be cheaper to stay at your house than it is at the hospital. And if you have, you know, any kind of, what's the word, temerity, rigor, what's the word? If you can tolerate a little bit of pain and travel and go home, do it. Just do it. Now, if you need like a drip feed or, you know, it all depends on your particular situation. But yeah, you do not want to be in the hospital. You want to get out of that place as soon as possible. Because they don't care. And then I was going back to the inefficiency. Forget the inefficiency of medicine. Forget that doctors diagnosed, like when I went in the last time to get my cholesterol checked, they didn't even tell me, I forgot, like, oh, you're supposed to fast before you do blood work? I forgot that. So my cholesterol was way off the charts. He's like, oh, well, we should put you on Lipitor. It's like, excuse me? Shouldn't there be like a intermediary step of like, maybe I change diet, maybe I eat some oatmeal, and it was immediately go to drugs. And so I try and stay off the drugs. I try and handle it through it. Talk to Adam Piggott. Go to pushingrubberdownhill.com. Read his book, Pushing Rubber Downhill. He cured himself of, what was it? Like his bladder was going to go and he'd have to have a colostomy bag, a scalaptomy bag. He'd have to carry his shit around him in a bag. And he just changed it. He went to Eastern medicine and he, you know, not, you could say, ooh, but he cured himself. Yeah, these doctors, just because they're doctors doesn't necessarily mean they know what they're doing. So you have to be your own biggest advocate. So whatever the doctors say, if all of a sudden you got like, wait a minute, we just went from 0 to 100 in half a second. What about changing diet and lifestyle changes and giving up drinking, giving up smoke? What about that stuff? So I really am skeptical of doctors. Not that they say, well, your blood work came back, or yeah, you got cancer. Okay, that's somewhat definitive. But cholesterol, oh, we're going to put you on drugs. This, we're going to put you on drugs. That, we're going to put you on drugs. How about I make some changes so I don't have to go on the drugs? So I don't have to pay for the damn drugs. That's another thing. So there is that inefficiency. But the other inefficiency is the financial aspect and the insurance aspect of healthcare. Holy fuck. These insurance companies, it's not that they're evil or skimping out on payment. And sometimes they do. They're just slow, lethargic, scumbag pieces of shit. It's not that hard. It really isn't that hard. It really isn't that hard. But again, I'm learning that the gray hairs don't know what the fuck they're doing, so don't expect institutions of America to be efficient, let alone entire sectors of the economy. You don't want to deal with filing paperwork, calling and waiting online, having your thing. And what I'm almost an advocate of is you go in, you get your health care, you have your insurance, and if the insurance doesn't pay, or the hospital says, oh, you owe us this, but the insurance doesn't, you say, no, fuck you, contact the insurance company. And you don't pay a fucking cent. Don't pay a fucking cent. I mean, you should do it honestly. Hey, I got insurance. Yes, I'm going to pay my deductible. It says right here on my insurance policy I'm covered. All right, I paid in my deductible. And if they screw up the billing and everything, just say, fuck you. Fuck you. File for bankruptcy. Do whatever you want. Contact a bankruptcy lawyer. Expunge that debt. It's not that I'm all for like screwing over the taxpayer, but because the healthcare industry / insurance industry is so inefficient and they are so fucking incompetent, I am gladly willing to punish incompetence. And so, but don't even get in that situation. Do whatever you can. The only thing that should put you into the healthcare system is an emergency, a crisis, or some kind of external thing that you don't control, a cancer or whatever else, flying bullets, flying meteorites, whatever. Minneapolis police. Oh wait, that's right. They shoot to kill. Never mind. You just go straight to the morgue. Never mind. I'm sorry. Don't worry about that. But yeah, man, stay out. And then when you talk to the doctor, and the doctor says, dude, it's worth going and getting a second. Spend the extra $200, $300 to go talk to another doctor and find out what he or she says. All right, and then do your own research on the internet. Go WebMD. Now, if you go WebMD, they're going to tell you that you have every disease imaginable, and then you're going to freak out. But yeah, and then go online, see if there are alternatives. Not that I'm all into the touchy-feely, and then you smell pig dong essence, and that will cleanse your soul. I'm not talking about that, but again, diet. I drink green tea because Adam Piggott, he's that green tea must be for us. No, it's for me, lower the cholesterol. And green tea is good for you. Not as good to cure anything, but it helps. Things like that. I got another buddy in San Diego. He had another disease, and through diet, extreme diet, he cured it. So, don't always think, oh, you got to spend $500 a month on these pills. Do you really? Right? Because if it's that much, it's worth you going and trying to really try an extreme diet and looking up some stuff. And as more and more people kind of do this, a body of work is forming on the internet that you could kind of try and self-diagnose. And not that you'd well, then I need this drug. Well, you're not going to get that drug. You need a doctor to give you a prescription for the drug. But changing diet, changing exercise, hell, changing altitude, going to where the fucking sun is. These things, you'd be amazed how it changes things. Hell, moving out, you have no, I know this isn't terribly parallel. My buddy's got a cat, and the cat was all sad and shitting all over the place. Then they moved, and the cat was happy, and it stopped shitting all over the place. And it was actually, now it's a cool cat. Very few cats can be cool. Most cats are idiots. I'm like, hey, Ollie, meow, and I pet him, and he goes, Ollie and I have a good rapport with one another. But they were saying it's because of some kind of, maybe there was a dog or some kind of dander was in the carpet at the old place, and it scared the shit out of this cat for 3 years. Now the cat's happy because there's new carpet. Stuff like that could be the same thing. Pollen, you don't know what's out in the environment. And then you go and you move to Denver, where everyone should move. Or not Denver itself, because they have a local income tax, but you move out into the burbs, where there are good hospitals, and not cockroaches at HCMC. And then, maybe your health improves. But don't do this fast food style healthcare where you go through the drive-through, here's your fucking order, and you get shitty food. Take the time, do some research. I mean, if you get diagnosed, fine. I'm not saying that the diagnosis is wrong by the doctors, nor is that should be red flags or sounding the alarms. But what can you do in your power that's free, doesn't cost you, doesn't chain you to the healthcare industry and the insurance industry? What can you do to improve your health? Potentially with extreme diets or something like that, even cure it. So, and remember, I'm not a big touchy organic, no antibiotics type of guy. But if it comes to your life, and I've seen 2 people now who've saved their lives through diet, and they could be statistical oddities, but it doesn't cost you anything to change your diet. It costs you a shit ton of fucking money to go get some drugs, and then you're peeing green and you grow a third ear, or Lord knows, you've seen them, hey, Zupaptamol. Side effects may include shitting blood and blindness and this and a failed liver and kidneys blowing up. It's like, ugh. So that's it. All right, you guys got questions? The Captain's got answers at assholeconsulting.com, America's older brother. And hopefully I'll be able to have a couple Christmas breaks. So we'll see you guys later. Toodles.